Welcome to the latest episode of the Palm Beach Current. I am pleased to be joined by Michael Graci, a fascinating guy by trade, does a lot of different things, and is excited. It has opened a very exciting spot here in North Palm Beach called The Office. Michael, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Chris. Excited to be here.
Yeah, so obviously, most of us drive back and forth on that road, on US 1 by where you're located. And they might not even know that you're in there. I look at you guys as kind of a hidden gem, right? Of something that's in there, but a lot of people don't know. So why don't you tell everybody, if they don't know, what is the office exactly?
So, thank you, Chris. Really, a lot of that's by design. Um, we don't like being seen. We are that hidden gem. If you know, you know. If you're a part of it, you love it and you like it that way. Um, very, um, very hidden. Even if you're in the plaza or familiar with the Crystal Cove Commons Plaza, we're still hard to find. Doors always locked. Members have exclusive access. It's all built in on our custom app on your phone. So when you walk up, the door pops open. Um, but in general, the office is it's based around golf, but it's not a golf lounge. It's an escape. It's a place where seasoned professionals, golf or business related, come to fine tune their game. It's a very quiet, intimate place that you make it yours. It's really turning into a fascinating and enjoyable place.
Now, with TGL becoming so big and being right in our backyard in Palm Beach Gardens, I would think, and I will say I have been to the office and checked it out. People that are interested in TGO, I would think they could walk into your place and it's like heaven on earth, right? You could play just about any course you want, set up on any hole, bring your clubs with you, and you're off and running to play any course in the world. Where did this idea come from? I mean, I know, or tell our audience. I mean, you have an extensive golf background. Maybe tell us how it came together and what your role in golf has been over the years.
I've been in the golf business. I started running my first club at the age of 23 as a GM. Got burned out like a lot of people in certain industries, and golf is no different. And then 10 years ago, I kind of got out of golf, got into procurement, logistics services, which is what I still do. And then I see them popping up everywhere. Whether it's TGL, whether it's Drive Shack. I mean, golf is exploding and changing again. Um, but there was something lacking. And I think it's the intimacy. I think with the drive from COVID, everyone being virtual, everything social media driven, everyone wanting to be seen, we've kind of lost that personal touch, which is really what golf is based on. And so I saw it as an opportunity to bring what we love about golf inside and leave everything that we don't like about golf. No one has time anymore for 5 hour rounds plus after dinner drinks plus getting there early to warm up. No, we don't have time for that anymore. We got things to
I
do.
wish I did. I wish I did. That would be nice to have time to do that.
So, the
You know,
idea was, you love golf, you love working on your game, you love being able to have a drink in a very refined and quiet atmosphere, a place where you can go to have a conversation, work on your game in peace. Everyone needs a vice. Golf is that vice for a lot of people, but with this setting that we have at the office, it just takes it to a whole nother level.
right. Was there a specific moment that you knew this would work in this area?
So the concept was always there, and we've been open since June, and even through that, we've been very firm on that initial concept. Strongly believed in it, but the second people walked in and made it their own, I knew we had something special. Um,
Right.
it's not about obviously the TrackMan data; it's the best in the world. The systems, the atmosphere is great, but what's special about the office is what the members make of it when they're here. I've set up the platform, but the vibe, the atmosphere, the culture of the office is the membership and what they bring every day when they come.
So take me through. I mean, you started to talk about this in the beginning, but I pull up to the parking lot. By design, you don't really know that it's there, right? So I just signed up for a membership. I pull into the parking lot. Take me from that spot into coming into the office. What does that look like for people that
Yeah,
are
so once we
members?
set you up, with your custom app, your logins and everything, you walk up to the door. The door pops open for you, like when you walk up to your car. Very similar technology. It's a very, almost unassuming curb appeal. Most
And you're bringing your own golf clubs in
correct.
at that point,
Yep,
correct?
yep. So you
Yeah.
walk in the door, you'll see a little. We have like a welcoming kind of lobby-ish area, and you turn the corner into a very dark, intimate, low lit place. And then once you walk through this little corridor, maybe 20 or 30 feet, it expands to 4,600 square feet of just pure speakeasy slash golf, intimate bar setting, where it's very dimly lit. And then we highlight certain areas, the golf simulators, the setup, the little lounge seating areas, and the bar. So we highlight what we want to be seen, and everything else is very, very dark.
So, as a member, do you view it more as a place to come practice golf, or do you view it more as a relationship building, hang out with the other members,
Hmm.
critique each other's shot, have a cocktail, that kind of thing?
So it's a little bit of both. We have some members, generally the members who come in earlier in the day are strictly golf. They come in, there's incredible amount of data, an opportunity to work on your game, avoid the heat, avoid the rain, play 480 golf courses around the world that you otherwise couldn't play. And then when they're here, if they have an opportunity to meet other members, fantastic. And then we have a whole nother tier of members that come in specifically for more of that engagement. Every member, we've cultivated this membership and we continue to do it so that it's all like-minded people. It's people who come here for that escape, that vice, don't want to be seen. They don't need to be seen on social media. They don't need to be present. We have that in this county. We have the best restaurants in the world. We have the best golf courses in the world. You want to go to Mary Lou's, have a fantastic time and be seen. Those are the places to do it. We're that place where you don't need the reservation. You make it your own. And because everyone's like-minded, they tend to gravitate towards each other. It may start as, hey, I'm coming in to work on my game, and so are you, Chris. And in 20 minutes, we're peeking around the corner saying, hi, I'm Mike. What are we doing? And next thing you know, the beautiful thing about golf is people start opening up, warming up, and just becoming friends.
Right. Yeah, no, that's a
Sure.
great way to say it. And I'm curious too, how did you decide on a membership model rather than just traditional open to the public concept, people coming in?
Well, it feeds onto everything that we're building in that culture. Is this isn't a place for everyone, and I'm totally okay with that. I'm cultivating a specific group of people, like-minded. We're building our own network. There's a number of members that have made tons of deals and new relationships and new customers because of this place. And improve their game while at it. And if we open it up to everyone in the public, you never know who's coming in. It creates that noise. One of my slogans is escape the noise. There's plenty of places around Palm Beach County and the US and the world, like I said, that people come and go. You never know who you're going to run into. Um, I like having the opportunity to run into like-minded people, all here for the same reason.
Right. And how do I know as a member, if it's a, if I come in and it's mid morning, how do I know how many people are going to be there? Is it segmented? Like, do you make a reservation to you come in, or how does that look?
So you can make reservations. We have a custom app where you'll see you can book it. You can book special requests. Our bartenders here in late afternoon and evenings daily. You can say, I'm coming in hot. I need, can I have that drink waiting for me? Or, hey, I have a certain guest. This is what they like. Can you start preparing this so that when we get here? Um, but the joy is with the space that we have, the size, the limited membership, there's always a bay open. And so if you're in the area and you just run down and pop in, the chances are that you're still going to be able to get in. Um, you know, and once again, because everyone's like minded, just because people have booked bays or reserved, they tend to gravitate towards each other and join up anyway.
If someone wants to join, do you have any open events or anything like an open house so people can come in, or do they make an appointment with someone to be seen? How do they do that?
The best way is to either go through our website on the inquiry or give me a call and we'll set up an appointment. And you can just come in and see it. Most people are aware of what golf simulators look like and feel, but this is completely different. And until you walk, like we talked about, that uninvasive entryway and then walking through the corridor, and then you see this whole big beautiful space open up. Until you see it, you feel it, you see what the members, how they're interacting. It's a world of its own, and you got to get inside to really see it.
Right. Who's your ideal member? I mean, I know some people, if you bring up golf, it's an interesting thing, right? People, especially in this area,
Mhm.
people in this area, oh, I'm a scratch golfer. Oh, I'm a four handicap. Oh, I'm petrified to play, but I enjoy it. Right. So I've been out golfing here where you get paired up with a foursome and there's a guy like me that like one shot is great. The next
Yeah.
shot is in the woods. And the third shot, I absolutely just muff it and it doesn't look good. Um, what do you say to the people out there that have a lot of interests, but maybe they're a little fearful of, I don't know, I'm not that great of a golfer. I have the interest. Like, what does that ideal member look like to you?
Well, we're still learning. It's a little bit of everything, but the common denominator with every member, either that's been in or that we're approaching, really is serious about your game and your business, and you need that seriousness and technology and away from the noise. So if you're not confident in your game, this really is a fantastic place because there's not going to be hundreds of people around. We have a lot of ladies that really prefer it because they can work on their game, start to learn it without being intimidated on the golf course. You know, Getting into whether it's a public golf course or a private country club, there's an intimidation factor. If you're not a member or if you're not wanted or you're not comfortable with everyone watching you on the driving range, everyone watching you on the tee, worrying about the next group coming behind you, those are one of those things that no one likes about golf and that we've eliminated here. Um, no one
Right.
cares how good you are or how bad you are. You're all here for the same reason. And with the technology and the focus level that you can have here, it's really amazing what it can do to your game and confidence.
Right. Yeah, no, it's a good point. I mean, it blows my mind. I mean, golf in reality should be a relaxing game that
Yeah,
you can enjoy. And you see all these different videos on social media now of guys trying to play through and people getting in fist fights.
yeah,
And it's like nobody wants to do that. So, yeah, I hear what you're saying about your venue is that you can come in, enjoy a round of golf,
yeah.
learn some things, meet some people, and it's a completely different take on what's out there
It
in
is,
golf.
and it's a very casual side. And what we're seeing in golf is it started with Top Golf. Now you're seeing it with TGL. You're seeing this new brand, this new life of golf. It's not necessarily it's holding on to the traditions of golf, but it's allowing a little more lax, allowing music on the golf carts, allowing your shirt not to be tucked in. Let's enjoy this a little bit. Um, and so many. That's what's so great about the office is a lot of members when they come, they may not even be playing golf. You know, I bet I got to look at the recent analytics on the usage here, but the last time I looked a couple weeks ago, we were at about 45% of par three contests, which means
Okay.
all we do is you come and you start to mingle, you start to talk, and you just have a little fun with it. Um,
Right.
and whether you've played golf or you haven't, you can enjoy it and you can open up and really engage with people. We
So we definitely don't need to do this,
well,
but I did want to try to take advantage of this since I can see where you're sitting. And for those of you that are listening to this, obviously you can't see it, but if you're on the YouTube channel, you can. If you were to get up right now, you can play just about any course in the world that's on that program, right? Like you could go to Sawgrass and play like the island hole there.
So unfortunately, not that one. Thanks for picking that one out. You
No.
can't play that one. We can't play Augusta. Trackman has agreements and rights. They go out with their own, tracking. I don't know if it's LiDAR or what they use to map these golf courses. Um, so they have the rights and partnerships with all these golf courses, but everywhere from, there's a lot of greats. You name it, from Kiowa Island to Pebble to Adair Manor, um, to the K Club in Ireland. You name it. There's plenty of good ones. Tour venues, um, and with the opportunity that golf simulation and the internet provide, is you can play alongside the pros. They have it set up. Pros, not just the actual setup of the golf course, but also you can see where they hit it. You can play a virtual round against pros. It's really
And we
remarkable.
could do that. You could do that coming into the office.
Yes. Yeah.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
amazing.
And I could play, like, if we're, if we got a standing match, us two, for example, I could come in and play today, and you could come in tomorrow and play against me the same way. We don't have to
Oh,
be
that's very
right there together, so we can still have our bets, or, our fun together, and not even be here in person.
Yeah, that's great. And I think that justifies exactly what you're saying about golf is evolving, right? We
Mhm.
don't just have people don't have their traditional hey, let's go play 18 and I don't know, let's go on Thursday. When do you do that now? I
Yeah.
mean, the world is
And
a fast-paced place, and on top of that, I mean, nobody really has that much time. And then when we do have time, when is it? The weekend, most likely, and everybody's out there playing. So it's tough to get a tee time, and at your place you can just walk right in.
yeah.
All right, this is great. I really, I really enjoy what you guys are doing there. I want to transition a little bit. We do this on every show. Ask about similar questions. Mike, if you're going out in Palm Beach County, what's your go-to restaurant to go to?
We're talking dinner, lunch, breakfast. Where are we going?
You name it. People bring everything from sandwich shops to dinner places, breakfast. What maybe I don't know anything that jumps out at you that is your go-to spot.
Um, I still, I don't get up there that often, but I still have a soft spot for Blackbird. Um, it's the people. I used to be really good friends with the AGM there, and a lot of the bartenders. I was up there a lot, and then recently I went back for the first time in probably a year and a half, and I was immediately brought back, just to why I like it. There's a lot of intimate, fun spots. That one's always a good vibe. It's always a lot of people, and the food is fantastic. I think that's kind of my go-to.
The food is great
Yeah.
there. I haven't been there
So,
in a while, so
so
good reminder on Blackbird.
Tuesday
What about
Tuesday Tomahawk Steak Day. It's incredible.
yeah? Man, there's a shout out for Blackbird. Tuesday Tomahawk Steak Day. I like it. Favorite hidden gem. What's the place around here? It could be a business, a service
The
provider,
Office, obviously.
maybe the office. Yes, a shameless plug, but somebody or some business that you don't think gets enough credit, or maybe people don't know about it. I self it's kind of a shameless plug. This is my favorite part of our show because I think it brings out a lot of places and people that other people haven't heard about, and I like to see people get that kind of publicity.
Um, so I'd like to come up with another one. Give me a second. But on the restaurant side, I think a hidden gem is Zapitos on Belvedere and Dixie. A little taco place. Um, that's probably my favorite little sneaky side place.
Okay,
Oh,
good deal. Yeah, I've driven by that place probably thousands of
yeah,
times and never been
yeah,
there.
it's
So
really good.
good to know. If people want to join, I know you mentioned it before, but let's do it again. If they want to join, if they want to follow what's going on with the office, how do they do that? And what are all the different ways that they can follow along with what you guys are doing
Yeah, the
there?
best way is, it's through our website, theofficegolf.com, or our Instagram, the Office Golf Palm Beach. Our Instagram is limited for a reason. We push select select events and pictures and videos of what's going on. But being a membership club, we don't like to expose who's here and what's really going on. You really got to be in here to see it. So you get a kind of basic idea of some of the interactions, but you don't get the real truth, to what's really behind and inside the office. You got to get here to see it.
Right. I like the mystique, right?
Yeah,
It reminds me of a secret club that,
yeah,
maybe you know about, but you don't really know what
yeah.
goes on
But
inside. So thank you for taking us behind the curtain here. Michael, pleasure to have you on board on the Palm Beach Current, and you're welcome anytime. Thanks for taking the time.